state.
Yeah, queuing from what Mohammed has said, and I'm very sure if government have been sincere and even implemented the Nikki Toby report, we could have addressed most of these issues now. See, the issue of this killing, because we can't take it as crisis. Since from the Dairé regime to the Jang regime, and even now to the Lalong regime. Well, I heard that Lalong have put in...
where he said he has met with the president like 7 times concerning this issue.
That Lalong has met with the president.
Well, that was what is coming out of the news.
Well, you see, I don't want to be dragged into political issues as a Plateau youth. We support any government that is in power, but then, as far as I'm concerned, government as of now have not done anything positively apart from.
What do you expect to see on ground to show that the government is actually...
Is to see practical issues. For instance, for the past 10 years, I've never seen any serious arrest by the STA that this is person perpetrating this issue. For the past 10 years. And even if you're trying to talk of, let me digress a little bit about when he said Jang or Dairé or whosoever have not done well. As far as I'm concerned, we were involved a little bit. And even during the Dairé and Jang's administration, and even during the Jang's administration, we know what really happened. And immediately Lalong came into power, the issue became so bad. So bad.
Let's clarify it. Yeah. What issue exactly are you talking about?
The issue of the killings. The issue of the killings.
Expatiate a little. How is it now bad with
like unfortunately, people take Jang's administration as if it was a Birom administration, but it was a Plateau administration. Unfortunately, tribalism has come into the issue of these killings that are going on the Plateau. We have people being killed in Kadarko, people being killed in other parts of the Plateau. It is not a Birom issue. This is a Plateau issue. And that's why we are calling on Nigerians to really rally around the Plateau people to see how we can solve this issue.
That is exactly what we're talking about here. What are the Plateau people, communities doing right on? I mean, I've asked this question 3 times. You have said that this is a Plateau issue. The governors in the past have somehow tried their own bit to ensure that this stops, but it has only worsened. So what exactly do you expect to see on ground practically from members of the community, like key stakeholders within the community, to understand or to know, to be convinced that something is really being done?
There have been a lot of consultative meetings over the years, a lot of peace meetings over the years. But somebody somewhere is not keeping to their own side of the bargain that look, we need peace. Somebody somewhere is feeling that, look, this place, I must be in this place to be able to either grace this very area. I must be in this place to either...
Have you been able to identify these people? You talked about the Nikki Toby report that has not been implemented, and if the government is said they will actually implement that Nikki Toby report. I would assume that when these meetings are concluded, there's a role that every community and every person on the government side, the community itself, the people, the youth, and all of that, there's a role that everyone is supposed to play. So who is not playing their role?
Thank you for that question. Let me take you back to the Dogona Hawa issue. When 500 people were killed. 500 people, it takes not less than 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes to kill a life. And if you count 500 people being killed in a day, and there was no security presence, 500 people killed, and which means it took not less than 4, 5, 6 hours for that massacre to take place. So you need, at the security as of then, telling us that between the STF post to Dogona Hawa, they could not have stopped the killing of 500 people. Secondly,
even then, the security apparatus in place was deficient.
Very well. Secondly, even what the community are doing to really solve this issue, even still doing the Dogonawa issue, the security, the indigenous themselves, the community people themselves, went into looking. They found ID cards, they found SIM cards themselves. They were looking at the saw ID cards saw ID cards of even some either military people. They saw ID cards of some
people wearing military uniform or identified.
Most of the killings, unfortunately, the military uniform has been polarized. So I wouldn't say here that it were the military that went and carried out the attack. But most of the attacks, people come in disguised in military uniform.
The point you're trying to make about the ID cards is that the people decided to investigate the killings after 500 people had been dead, and there were evidence on the side, to properly prosecute and go through the process of justice. What was done with those pieces of evidence?
Ask the government. Nothing has been done. The community forwarded those evidences to security agencies.
When did this happen?
That's 2010, during the Dogona Hawassa. Nothing has been done up to now. Look, nobody, you cannot really, the STF or the security agent cannot really identify who has been arrested because of this.
So there's a breach of trust now between the communities and the security apparatus in place. The people do not trust
very well
the security. Now, Mohammed, that is a problem in itself. If you cannot trust those who are placed in authority over you in terms of security, who then can you trust?
Well, I think one of the things that we have to live with in Nigeria is the fact that we have security apparatus. We can't do without them. We have to get along with them. But I want to focus more on the issues that are so complex, that look so complex in Plateau, and like there are several peace initiatives that have not worked. If my friend remembers, there was also the Solomon La Peace Committee that was set up under President Obasanjo. It took inputs from virtually everybody in this country. The current governor has taken inputs. I'm not only meeting the president, he has taken inputs from virtually, non-partisan inputs to look at the issues of religion, the issue of indigeneity, the issue of politics, the issue of who is grazing, the issue is where is a farmland, the issue of ethnic identities, the issue of the politics of who gets what. These are almost all the issues. Then identify the issues, contextualize them, and then try to find out what is the solution. But like I'm telling you, there is no way you can have peace in a particular place unless the people who live in that place are willing to step out and then have peace.
This is the second time you're saying this. What exactly do you mean by the people coming out, to what part of this?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me tell you. Now the governor has decided to say, okay, look, let us put up, a peace framework. Previously, I can tell you, the Fulani groups have accused Jam of being partisan. That is not hidden. The perception was that he is a Biron man and he had taken a position that will defend the Biron people. That is the problem. Now, when you have a conflict, it is good to have a non-partisan person, a perception that the person who is not taking side to broker peace. That is what you have almost everywhere in the world. Now, the perception that Jam was partisan was there. That is not hidden. Now you have a governor who has come in place, who is putting up structures that, the perception I can tell you from the Fulani group, the perception is Governor Lalong is non-partisan, and he's doing his best. Let me put it that way. He is doing his best now, from what I see and from what I know, to bring about peace. Now what we are saying is, why can't we take up these initiatives that have been put in place? One, we had the Nikitobi Commission of Inquiry. Of course, government did not bring out a white paper on it because for whatever it was. We had the Solomon La Peace Committee also. There was no...
Sorry to interject.
Yes.
You made mention of the people, if they do not come out to be part of this solution, this to be part of the solution, then there won't be solution. What is the position of the people, and which people are you talking about? Are you talking about indigenous of Plateau? Are you talking about the Fulani community?
Let me tell you, one of the problems you have in Plateau, and one of the questions on Plateau, and one of the issues, propelling this conflict is the issue of even use of words in Plateau is extremely, you have to be extremely sensitive. Because, for example, if you go to Plateau and then you say, a Plateau indigent, my friend who is from Plateau will say, okay, I am the indigent. The Fulani man will say, no, I am the indigent. He will say, no, you are not an indigent. So even in Plateau State, your choice of words, I am telling you, this is something.
So there's clearly a cultural conflict here. Can we actually link this to some of the killings that we're seeing in Plateau State now? Because obviously, Mohammed is from the Fulani stock and you're from the Bureau stock. And it's clear now that there is a Plateau. From Plateau, it's clear right now that there is a cultural conflict in Plateau State.
I won't put it as a cultural conflict in Plateau State, because if it's a cultural conflict, you don't expect me moving from Plateau. Look, all of us, we agree that we are all settlers wheresoever we are, but you don't expect me to move to Osun now. And I'm trying to give you a view, if it were a cultural conflict, to move to Osun, and I want to unseat the traditional ruler in Osun, and that's where you will say that it's a cultural conflict. And I want to take over the cultural issues in Osun State.
We have to go, so make it very brief.
Yeah, so like what he is saying, and even Lalong putting in structures now. If the Fulani actually trust that Lalong is putting in structures, if they are the one, because I don't know really, if they are the one really, trust Lalong and stop these killings.
Okay, so investigations should go on.
At the end of the day, I still really don't have answers as to the role the people are meant to play that they refuse to play. Maybe we'll find some other time and talk more about this, because neither you nor Mohammed actually.
I just want to correct one thing. My position here is, I am not arguing to say that, okay, look, I am defending a Fulani position. When I appeared before Nikki Toby, I appeared as a lawyer. When I interacted in Plateau, I interacted as a peacemaker. And I am doing this as a Nigerian, because you are this, you are that. Once you are within the borders of Nigeria, once you step out to Niger or you step out to Chad,
you're just in Nigeria.
You are just in Nigeria.
And the role the people of Plateau are playing now, and that's why you see the youths are coming out mourning and seeking for peace. It's one of the major things that Plateau people need peace.
And certainly that is what has brought us here, the quest for peace on the Plateau, the quest to end the gradual genocide, and the quest for peace is what we've been taking a look at. And we've had two of these nice gentlemen join us here. That Chong Musa Bagos is a youth activist. Mohamed Bello Tukur is a national legal advisor, AIT and La Carton Breeders Association of Nigeria. Gentlemen, thank you.